Could China surprise the United States military with Pearl Harbor Part 2? Forward-deployed United States forces in Japan and Guam would be a key target. The United States military must find ways of defeating any attempt by China to launch surprise strikes using non-nuclear weapons, analyst Sam Goldsmith argued in a new article for Naval War College Review. China likely would aim to confine itself to the use of conventional weapons during any potential high-intensity conflict with the United States, particularly given that China already possesses a lethal array of long-range, conventional, theater strike options, Goldsmith wrote in United States Conventional Access Strategy, denying China a conventional first strike capability. Such a strategic, conventional, first strike option is one that the United States should seek to deny China by developing an effective conventional access strategy. In the event of war with the United States over disputed Pacific territories, Chinese forces likely would attempt to neutralize forward-deployed United States forces in Japan and Guam and at sea, Goldsmith explained. Next, the People's Liberation Army would attack United States reinforcements heading west to the Pacific Theater, Goldsmith added. In carrying out this strategy, the People's Liberation Army will employ each of its four subordinate service branches: the People's Liberation Army Army, the People's Liberation Army Navy, the People's Liberation Army Air Force, and the People's Liberation Army Rocket Force. People's Liberation Army submarines would execute undersea attacks against United States ships and submarines in port or at sea and strike at land targets with cruise missiles. The People's Liberation Army Air Force would execute airstrikes against United States aircraft on the ground or in the air, as well as United States ships and submarines in port or at sea. Strikes against United States bases would occur with extended-range missiles launched from People's Liberation Army Air Force combat aircraft or conventional ballistic missiles launched from the Chinese mainland. The United States military should consider introducing a conventional access strategy, designed specifically to balance the People's Liberation Army's counterintervention strategy, Goldsmith proposed. The purpose would be to provide the United States military with an improved capacity to deter a People's Liberation Army conventional first strike, and, if necessary, degrade People's Liberation Army capabilities with long-range conventional strike forces, to facilitate access for follow-on United States forces. A United States conventional access strategy would require four distinct capabilities. A theater-wide passive defense capability would enhance the ability of forward-deployed United States forces to survive initial People's Liberation Army conventional strikes. A conventional theater strike capability would enable the United States military to begin degrading People's Liberation Army capabilities immediately at the outset of a conflict, without access to in-flight refueling tankers or usable runways. A theater recovery capability would restore basic runway access in the aftermath of People's Liberation Army conventional strikes. A rapid response capability would allow long-range, United States Air Force, bombers and fighter escorts to deploy rapidly to United States bases in the Western Pacific, capitalizing on freshly repaired runways as well as prepositioned stocks of aviation fuel and conventional Earth-penetrating ordnance. To blunt China's advantage, Center for Strategic and Budgetary Assessments analysts recommended the Pentagon pursue a military strategy of maritime pressure, which includes a new inside-out defense operational concept. The strategy of maritime pressure aims to persuade Chinese leaders that attempting military aggression in the Western Pacific will fail, thus discouraging them from trying it, Center for Strategic and Budgetary Assessments explained. Some troops, in particular, United States Army and Marine forces with mobile rocket launchers, supported by a few United States Navy ships and small contingents of United States Air Force warplanes, would hunker down on and around islands near China, preparing to hit Chinese troops from inside China's own expanding lines. These inside forces would help poke holes in Chinese defenses that could help follow-on forces reach the combat zone. It would be risky. Implementing this inside-out defense concept will require some United States forces to operate and survive within range of Chinese missiles, the analysts noted. Goldsmith's own proposal posits one approach to ensuring those inside forces can blunt and survive the initial Chinese onslaught and then receive reinforcements. Land-based rockets, rapid repair capabilities and concepts for quickly deploying aerial reinforcements could help United States forces to recover from, and reverse, surprise Chinese advances.